Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepinize selamlar ve iyi bayramlar diliyorum. Karantinanın ikinci ayını geçtik epeyce. Yani 2,5 ay olmasına yakın olması lazım. Ondan sonracıma nasıl gidiyor hayat? Biraz bunaldık hepimiz. Şimdi speaking dersi devam edeceğiz bu şekilde. Biliyorsunuz ki speaking gibi bazı uygulamalı derslerin yüz yüze yapılmasına, yaz okulunda yapılmasına karar verilmişti. Yaz okulu açılacaktı ancak bu dönemi UZEM'le bitirilmesine ve yüz yüze ders yapılmamasına karar verildi. Doğru bir karar olduğunu düşünüyorum. O yüzden de bu yaza bırakılan derslerin de bu şekilde UZEM'le gene bitirilmesine karar verildi. Bu nedenle de 3 haftalık bir süre içerisinde bu 7 haftalık dersi sıkıştırılmış olarak, hızlandırılmış olarak videolarını çekerek yayınlayıp size ulaştırmamız gerekiyor. Bu 14 Haziran'a kadar olup ve bitmesi gereken bir süreç. Şimdi bu nedenle başlıyoruz videolarımıza. Nasıl olacak arkadaşlar? 7 haftalık materyal. Bir haftada bizim 5 saat dersimiz var. Bu bir hafta için 5 video anlamına geliyor. Yaklaşık 15 dakikalık süreçleri olan 5 tane video olacak arkadaşlar. 5 tane video olacak bir hafta için. Yani bu şu demek oluyor. 7 hafta 5 taneden 5 kere de 35 tane videonuz yüklenecek 3 hafta içerisinde. Bu şekilde hızlıca dönemi bitireceğiz. Final ödevinizi de bu ders için bu şekilde sıkıştırılmış olarak verilecek diğer uygulama dersleri için 14 Haziran itibariyle gene yayınlamamız icap ediyor. Yani şu anda final ödevleriniz, diğer ödevleriniz yayınlandı fakat neden speaking yok derseniz bu sebeple arkadaşlar. Bu dersleri bitireceğiz sıkıştırılmış olarak. Ondan sonra final ödevinizi yayınlayacağım. Yani onların yapılması ve teslimi biraz da diğerlerinden farklı olacak. O yüzden endişe etmenize gerek yok. Bir sıkı şeyiniz olmayacak yani. Onun için süre verilecek size. Onları yapıp bitirmeniz için süre verilecek. Ondan sonra bütünlemeleri falan hepsi bitecek inşallah. Temmuz başına kadar hepsini tamamlamış olacağız. Evet, şimdi küçük bir odaya sığındım. Malum bir sokağa çıkma yasağı var. Herkes evde. Çocuklar, babaları, kedimiz falan. O yüzden ben böyle kapalı bir yerde duruyorum şu anda. Kusuruma bakmayın, tamam mı? Evet. Şimdi birinci sınıflarıma bazı İngilizce olarak turistik notlar vereceğim ben ders olarak. Bu vereceğim şeyleri anlatacağım ben. Ve bunlardan final sınavınız bunlardan çıkacak arkadaşlar. Bu sebeple hani takip edin. Tamam. Evet, isterseniz dersimize yavaş yavaş başlayalım. Pekala. Evet, şimdilik I want to begin with Istanbul. Why should someone go to Istanbul? What do you think? Okay, let's see. Some ancient cities are the sum of their monuments, but others, such as Istanbul, factor a lot more into the equation. Here, you can visit Byzantine churches and Ottoman mosques in the morning, shop in chic boutiques during the afternoon, and party at bars and clubs throughout the night. In the space of a few minutes, you can hear the evocative strains of the call to prayer issuing from the old city's tapering minarets, the sonorous horn of a crowded commuter ferry crossing between Europe and Asia, and the strident cries of a street hawker selling fresh seasonal product. Put simply, this marvelous metropolis is an exercise in sensory seduction like no other. You can ask locals to describe what they love about Istanbul, and they'll shrug, give a small smile, and say merrily that there is no other place like it. You can spend a few days here and you'll know exactly what they mean. Let's have a look to a few highlights of Istanbul. For example, you can uncover the secrets of Seraglio in opulent Topkapı Palace. You can also marvel at the interior of Ayasofya, one of the world's truly great buildings. And you can also surrender to the steam in an Ottoman-era hammam. And then you can head to Beyoğlu for drinks at a rooftop bar, followed by dinner at one of the many restaurants. You can also admire the extraordinary Byzantine mosaics at the Caria Museum. And then you can take a ferry trip along the mighty Bosphorus, up to the Golden Horn or to the Princesses Islands. And you can lose yourselves in the hidden caravansaries and labyrinthine lanes of the Grand Bazaar. You can also contemplate the cutting edge at a contemporary art gallery. And finally, you can kick back with the locals at a traditional çay bahçesi, which is a tea garden. Okay, let's have a look to the history of Istanbul, Byzantium. Okay. Legend tells us that the first historically significant settlement here was founded by Byzas, a colonist from Megara, a port city in Attica. Before leaving Greece, he asked the Delphic oracle where to locate his new colony and received the enigmatic answer, opposite the blind. Now, what does that mean? We'll see now. When Byzas and his fellow colonists sail up to the Bosphorus in 657 BC, they noticed a small colony on the Asian shore at Chalcedon, which is modern-day Kadıköy. And they looked left, and they saw the superb natural harbor of the Golden Horn, Haliç, on the European shore. And they thought those people in Chalcedon must be blind. And they settled on the opposite shore and named their new city Byzantium. Byzantium submitted willingly to Rome and fought its battles for centuries. But it finally got caught out supporting the wrong side in a civil war, unfortunately, and the winner, Septimus Severus, razed the city walls and took away its privileges in 196 AD. When he relented and rebuilt the city, he named it Augusta Antonina. Yes. And when did it become Constantinople? Let's see that. Another struggle for control of the Roman Empire determined the city's fate for the next 1,000 years. It's a long time, right? Okay. Emperor Constantine pursued his rival Licinius to Augusta Antonina, which is Istanbul, then across the Bosphorus to Hierapolis, today's Üsküdar, okay? Sorry. Defeating Licinius in 324, Constantine solidified his control and renamed Augusta Antonina, New Rome, Yeni Roma. He laid out a vast new city to serve as capital of his empire and inaugurated it with much pomp in 330. Constantine died in 337, just 7 years after the dedication of his new capital. But the city continued to grow under the rule of the emperors. Theodosius I had a forum built on the present site of Beyazıt Meydanı, Beyazıt Square, while his son Theodosius II ordered massive walls built in 413 when the city was threatened by the marauding armies of Attila the Hun. Flattened by an earthquake in 447 and hastily rebuilt within 2 months, the Theodosian walls still surround the old city today. Imagine that. Yes. Theodosius II died in 450 and was succeeded by a string of emperors, including the ambitious Justinian. 3 years before taking the throne, Justinian had married Theodora, you know, the famous empress, right? A strong-willed former courtesan. Imagine that. Wow. Together they further embellished Constantinople with great buildings, including the famous Hagia Sophia, yes, built in 537. But unfortunately, Justinian's building projects and constant wars of reconquest exhausted his treasury. Paralar gitmiş yani, evet. And his empire. Following his reign, the Byzantine Empire would never again be as large, powerful, or rich. Much of ancient Constantinople's building stock remains, including churches, palaces, cisterns, and the hippodrome. In fact, there's more left than most people realize. An excavation reveals ancient streets, mosaics, tunnels, water and sewage systems, houses, and public buildings buried beneath the modern city center. Mehmed II, who became known as Fatih, meaning the conqueror, became the Ottoman Sultan in 1451 and immediately departed his capital in Edirne, aiming to conquer the once great Byzantine city. And in 4 short months, Mehmed oversaw the building of Rumeli Hisarı, which is the great fortress on the European side of the Bosphorus, and he also repaired Anadolu Hisarı, built half a century earlier by his great-grandfather Beyazıt I. Together, these fortresses controlled the strait's narrowest point. The Byzantines had closed the mouth of the Golden Horn with a heavy chain to prevent Ottoman boats from sailing in and attacking the city walls on the northern side. Not to be thwarted, Mehmed marshaled his boats at a cove where Dolmabahce Palace now stands, and had them transported overland by night, just one night, imagine it, oh my God, on rollers, up to the valley, present side of the Hilton Hotel, okay, and down the other side, right into the Golden Horn at Kasımpaşa. Catching the Byzantine defenders by surprise, he soon had the Golden Horn under control. The last great obstacle was provided by the city's mighty walls. No matter how heavily Mehmed's cannons battered them, the Byzantines rebuilt the walls by night, and come daybreak, the imperious young sultan would find himself back where he had started. And finally, he received a proposal from a Hungarian canon founder called Urban, who had come to help the Byzantine emperor defend Christendom against infidels. Finding that the Byzantine emperor had no money, Urban was quick to discard his religious convictions and instead offered to make Mehmed the most enormous cannon ever seen, if appropriately recompensed. Yes. Mehmed gladly accepted, and the mighty cannon breached the walls, allowing the Ottomans into the city. When? You remember that? Yes. On the 28th May 1453, the final attack began, and by the evening of the 29th, the Turks were in complete control of the city. The last Byzantine emperor, Constantine XI, died fighting on the walls. Okay. Now, I'm going to finish here, and I'm going to continue to talk about Istanbul in our next video, okay? I'll see you. Bye-bye. Take good care.